Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Wednesday Night Shooting. I am Tonya Rodgers here with still the SmackDown Live reviewer for Cagesiders, Andrew
And still, even though that fucking Mark called me out in the review, did that comment get deleted? Probably not. I didn't
Probably.
I didn't flag it, so I found it entertaining.
Yeah, so in the spirit of that, my fucking moves of the week are dumbass marks.
Ooh!
Tag.
Hashtag
Because
dumbass Marks.
in case people haven't seen it, some people are coming to fire with Roman Reigns, but it's the same people who don't like him. So, like, what incentive does he have not to come at somebody? Once again, saying he can't wrestle, he's got handed everything, yada, yada, yada. So, apparently, this got under his skin, so he decided to go at him. I loved it. That's all. It's pretty much like, I get, like, to me, the thing is where people are like, oh, they're so gotten to. Well, of course, if you are working as hard as you fucking can and you're breaking your fucking body, you're taking years off your fucking life, and then you have this motherfucking Mark come and just discredit everything you do. Say it's all because of your family or your looks and that you can't wrestle. Of course, it's going to get to you. You're a human being. Like, so having flaws with people who are having a problem with people who are human, it's like I don't get that. Like it doesn't bother me when any wrestler does it. I don't care if they're a heel or a face or if they're supposed to be the face of the company, supposed to rise above it. No, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want to get right down in the dirt, in the muck, and get in somebody's face, say, "Hey, pal, fuck you." Like, seriously, if I tweet something bad about Jinder Mahal and he comes at me and says, "Fuck you," you don't know, that's his right. Of course, it's gonna piss me off personally, but still, I'm the one who started. I threw the first shot. I'm the one who's sitting up here critiquing this person. So, like, I'm supposed to expect them when I rag on their whole life to just be like, oh, well, that's cool if you feel that way. That's not a human fucking emotion. Real people don't react like that. John Cena's rise above that is fake as fuck. And it's just like his little house rules where you have to use a tea cozy if you're going to sit your drink down. And it's fake as fuck. All that shit, he's doing this for TV. It's not a real person. Real people don't act like that. Shit. It just pisses me off. Like, people having all these long discussions about how somebody else should feel about people shitting all over them. This man is getting people talking about raping his wife and his daughter and killing them. He don't even come at those people, which he has every right to do. He probably just decided to blow off some steam and let me fuck with some dumbass Mark. The reason why people jump on that as a reason not to like him, you didn't like him anyway. You were just looking for a reason not to like them. Like the same thing with Sasha. You were looking for a reason not to like her. And now they gave you one. So you should be fucking happy. All right, let's see. What's going on in this week? Not much on TV.
Not shit. WWE sucks. Let's be real.
Yes,
it's just not very
the
good.
title of this show, if you're on CSS, the title of this show is not Everything Sucks. I got this.
That's the PG. That's the PG version.
Right.
Yeah.
The conversation I was having with Swift a few days ago, and he said, I quote, WWE sucks, Vince sucks, Trump sucks, fuck everything. And so I was like, that's the perfect title.
The title of
the show. And so I made it that way. Obviously, that's too out there for CSS. I get it.
Controversial, yeah.
It's too controversial, but I'm that type of person. I get it. This is not a PG show.
No, most definitely not.
Your children should not be listening to this show.
Boy, if they are, they're going to learn some shit. Let me tell you. We're going to start talking about Summer Rae's Twitter and, oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, let's save that talk for a little bit later. The big things I want to talk about is first, Roman Reigns has a special announcement about SummerSlam that he's making.
Oh, boy.
So, hopefully, you know, I like to consider him one of, if not the best backstage politicians in WWE right now. So if his SummerSlam announcement means that he does not have to appear on Great Balls of Fire, I'm just going to let myself believe that he talked Vince out of appearing on that show. He's like, look. I cannot be on this show. You got Joe versus Brock. That's all you need. You don't need me. I can sit this one out. So apparently the rumor is, because a lot of people thought, well, he's going to face John Cena, in which I would rather him face John Cena before Jinder Mahal gets his stank on him. But if that's not going to happen, it's fine. Apparently, it's Goldberg.
Right? Is it?
Yes.
But why is John Cena a free agent then? Like that's
because he's apparently one of the few needle movers in the company. So they want him to appear on both shows to help ratings.
Did you just say John Cena is a heroin addict? That was not funny in the least bit.
Well, see, no, you take steroids with needles too.
Oh shit!
Ain't nobody.
Wait, so how is Jinder Mahal not a needle mover then? I don't know, but the ratings show that he is not. So apparently John Cena is going to be appearing on both shows to help boost the ratings, and it's not because Raw doesn't need the help. It's already better.
Yeah, and might I add, like, I know that the finals of the NBA were going on during Raw, but Raw had better ratings last week without Brock Lesnar. So
did it really?
Yes, it did.
Oh shit.
So
excuse me.
If Brock was some kind of a draw in which people are still grasping, the first hour of Raw this week was less than the first hour of Raw last week. That started with Roman versus Bray. Now I know there was no NBA game to judge from, so we just take all that with a grain of salt. But I would think people would at least tune in the beginning to see what Brock was going to do. And like, I know that Brawl got 5 million views and counting or whatever, but to me it was just a garden. That's what they always do with Brock, and it's just like I don't care. And then the Brawl wasn't even that epic to me. I just had a pull apart, and then Joe was still in the arena. Like Brock, he put his hands on Paul Heyman. Brock should have been out for blood. Did Brock just get his little brawl on and go home, huh? Like, if I had been writing it, especially with the NBA finals, I would have had it so they were going to be fighting all during the show, and the actual police would have had to show up to stop them. And then that still wouldn't have stopped them. You know what I'm saying? But what the fuck do I know? I don't run WWE.
Nope.
So those are the two big major stories coming out this week. So
you tell us about your show. Tell us how that went.
Oh, I had so much fun. I actually posted in a thread the write-up of it. Okay. And of course that was just my generic version of it. But what I have to say is, pardon my French, Dean Ambrose is so way more fuckable in person. I mean, he is just gorgeous. I was just standing there like, oh my God. Go Renee Young. She gets to hit that all the time. Like, I swear, he's dreamy. He is now,
it is 10 minutes in and we are in the cock talk.
He is Deanie McDreamy. And the Miz was absolutely fabulous. He's kind of pale though. I think he forgot his tanner because he
no.
was looking a little pale, so he forgot to put some tanner on. I guess he figured he was in Mississippi, he could get a natural tan.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, but he was absolutely like right up there with Samoa Joe as like the most booed heel. And he got on the mic, he insulted us. It was great. I was the only person cheering for him, and people are looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with her? Why is she cheering the Miz of all people?" And Maurice was all sparkly and pretty, and she kept interfering, and she got thrown out. They were great. Like, it was the best possible way to start the show. And then the second match was the women's 6-woman tag match, which I have a video of it, and I watched it back, and I was like, nobody's ever going to see this video of their entrances because I sound like such a mark. Like, okay, so Alexa Bliss came out first. And so, I'm thinking, here comes either Nia Jax or Alicia Fox. But no, it was Emma. And, like, she was kind of getting, like, half the crowd cheered her. So, like, everybody was like, yay, Emma's back. So that was great. And then Nia Jax, of course, which, let me just add, because I did not put this in my written review because I didn't know how it would come across without people hearing it. Nia Jax, the camera does shit for her. She's actually very tall. She's not as big as she looks on TV. She's tall, but she doesn't look as dumpy. Like, she looks.
I've heard gear is the worst.
It is the worst, especially to be photographed in. It is terrible. Like, she's actually doesn't look like as round in person. And also, might I add, like, there was a lot of people in the audience that were just mad at the existence of Nia Jax in the women's match. Like, they were like, she should be fighting men. She's too fucking big. But probably because Alexa and Sasha, they're so tiny.
They're itty bitty folk.
Yes, but seeing Alexa and Emma's asses right together, oh, that was a sight. I didn't objectify them and like take a picture of their ass, but oh yes, both of them have like great bottoms. But then Mickie James came out, and she looks like she's in her fucking 20s. Like, seriously,
Mickie James is a smoke show.
She is. And then, okay, I was expecting Sasha Banks to come out, then Bayley, but then it was Dana Brooke. And I was just like, everybody was kind of surprised, but then we accepted her because that's just how we are around here. Right. Like, okay, let's see what she has. And then I was like, I was getting pissed off and anxious because it was taking so long, and I was like, it better not be fucking Bayley. It better be Sasha Banks. And then before the music started, the crowd started chanting, Sasha, Sasha. And then it came, and she got like the third loudest pop of the night. She was the most over woman, the third most over act. Like,
that's my girl.
Oh yes, and she's so tiny and pretty.
She's so small.
She looks smaller than Alexa, but I guess that's because Alexa's a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
In certain areas.
In certain areas, she says. Literally 2 seconds before talking about her bum.
But like the match felt like if anybody's ever been in the crowd for a New Day match, they keep you hyped, they keep you laughing. That was this match, just with the women. Like, there was a thing where Alexa was in the ring and she kept throwing Mickie James down, and Mickie James kept kipping up. So Alexa got mad at her and she tried to kip up, and she kept failing. Of course, like, Alexa can do a fucking kip up. Come on now. Braun Strowman can do a fucking kip up. Alexa Bliss can do a kip up. She was just, doing that to work the crowd. She worked the shit out of the crowd because we were laughing and she was getting mad. Like, she is the guy. Push her to, like, I am not mad at her push. I'm mad at what they're doing to other women to push her. I'm not mad at her push at all. Like, she's great. She's wonderful. She has it. She does. And so, like, if I see anybody coming for Alexa, I might have to come for them because she's wonderful.
You're just saying that because you were staring at her ass all night.
It's not it. She played that crowd. Like, we were all like belly laughing. There are people legitimately think that she can't do a kip up. Like, it was wonderful.
Hey, I've never seen her do a kip up. Have you ever seen her do a kip up? I'm just saying.
Well, no, I have never seen her.
See?
You're right. I've never seen her do a kip up. You are absolutely right.
Forever, and I don't believe in that.
But you know, Roman doesn't do it anymore. So some people can say they've never. I've seen him actually do a kip up. So
no.
But he can do one. So I'm just saying, like, I've seen Sumi. That's the first thing they make you do when you're training. I don't think she would have gotten that far if she can do a kip up. I don't know. It just seems to me like she was obviously, playing the crowd.
Well, yeah.
Dana Brooke was the babyface in peril for most of the match. And she bumped big. She showed a lot of good fire. The crowd was into her. Like, I don't want to say she's improving, but it was like I was very entertained by it. Like, everybody, well, Nia Jax was just there. Let's just be honest. She didn't do that much. She was just there. But everybody else was great in that match. The third match was the Cruiserweight match. And, it was Neville versus Austin Aries. And, like, everybody in my section, when, like, Austin Aries music played, it was an audible groan. Like, we are fucking sick and tired of Neville versus Austin Aries. So my kids look at me and my daughter's like, Mom, I gotta use the bathroom. So that was our bathroom break. Sorry, Cruiserweights, but I did see the end. And it was all right for what it was. And Neville won with using his feet on the rope. So
cheating.
Right. So he at least cheated like a heel and got some heel boos. And the funny thing, on his way out of the ring, there was this kid by the barricade that had a Neville suck sign, and Neville just stared him down with a scowl on his face. I thought it was so funny because the kid just kept following him with the sign, like, yeah, I said it, you suck. So that was fun. Then the fourth match was Heath Slater and Rhino with Kalisto against Titus O'Neil, who was super fucking, like, I was shocked. It was a lot of it was a lot all through the match. He got cheered when he first came out, and his partners were Curtis Axel and Kurt Hawkins, who nobody cares about. But, like, the most over people in the match were Titus and Rhino. And, of course, Rhino got the hot tag, and he won with the gore. But the special part about that is while they were celebrating, Samoa Joe's music played. And, he got the Joe, as he came to the ring. But then he choked out Rhino, which got him, like, huge boos. Like, people, like, ready to kill him after he choked out Rhino. So he gets on the mic and he starts talking shit about how Brock Lesnar, another event, Brock's not at. And I'm like, yeah, Brock doesn't even know there's a Jackson, Mississippi on the map. Like, come on now. But this brought out Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, every time he comes, he wins me over a little bit more. And he was great. And I got to touch his hand. And my kids got to touch his hand. So that was great. But, like, it was a usual, Seth Rollins match. Joe beats him down. Seth Rollins sells. And then when it's his comeback, he completely forgets that he just got beat up. And he's working I saw he was working way too fast for someone who was just getting the shit beat out of him. But what was the funny part is that they protected both of them because Joe hit him with a chair to get disqualified. And then Seth Rollins ran him out of the ring to stand tall. That was a match before the intermission. So Seth Rollins stayed out there for a super long time. Like, I think they were announcing that the intermission was going to happen, and he was still out there touching hands and signing stuff and taking pictures. So I always say he loves coming down here. So as long as he loves performing in my home state, I'm going to be all good with Seth Rollins. Yes. So after the intermission was the Drifter. And he was pretty over as a heel. But he sucks in the ring. He's terrible. Like, he doesn't have moves. He just brawls. I did not see him. He was against Apollo Crews. I didn't see him pull out one move. And then the weirdest thing was that Apollo Crews won with a fucking roll up.
A roll up, yeah.
Right? Like, how the hell? But yeah, but when he was singing about how much Jackson sucks and getting the crowd to boo him, I thought that was a great part. But boy, he need like all he was doing was brawling. All he was doing. So I don't know. Maybe he was taking it easy because it was a house show. But the match wasn't that entertaining to me. So the next match was a triple threat match. And like earlier on in the show, for some reason they had Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows show up on the screen. And they were talking about how Jackson, Mississippi is a good brother town. So I don't know if they were trying to get a face pop, but it didn't work. It didn't work. They got booed. Enzo and Cass, super fucking over. It is fun as shit to say along with them, and you can't teach that. It's super fun to say. So they got that for him. And Sheamus and Cesaro were over like faces. They did not get booed. They got cheered. There was a lot of "Let's go Cesaro, let's go Sheamus" chants. It was a title match, so they won. But it was a really good match. Also, there was a point in the match where like Luke Gallows stepped up to Enzo, whatever, and Enzo hit him so hard that spit went flying out of his mouth into the audience. It was like we all were like, "Whoa!" Like, did he hit him for real? What the fuck is going on? So that was fun. And then the main event was Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. In Bray Wyatt, it was a face versus face match because we love us some Bray Wyatt down here. He did not get booed. Well, he got booed a little bit, but he mostly got cheered. There's a funny story. Like, in the seat in front of me, there was a girl, and she was she was like 10 years old or so. She was in a Too Big Bailey jacket, and she had a sign that said, "It's my birthday." And Lord forgive me, this little bitch was blocking everybody's view behind her for every fucking entrance with that "It's my birthday" sign. So, you know, when it's Roman's, we're all like standing around the barricade, waiting for Roman to come by. And the security guard gave her a sign so she can get her thing signed or whatever. But Roman, he did not come over to our section at all. And the little girl was crying about it. But I think it was karma, because you were blocking everybody's view the whole night. So you don't deserve. I did not put that in my writing because people were like, "Well, she's just a little girl." Well, her father was sitting right next to her, and he heard people complaining about how she was blocking folks' view, and he did nothing. So she gets nothing. No sign signed for you by Roman Reigns. That's what you just get. Be a better audience member. Have some respect. And then Bailey didn't show up, and Roman didn't sign her sign. It's called karma. God damn it. But like,
I feel like a really good heel move to do would be to go over to her and be like, "Let me see your like some ID." Like, check her birthday and then like look at it and be like, "I don't care," and then just walk away. That'd be so dickish. I'm such an asshole. I can't believe I'm like casually swiping through Tinder as I say this. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I just said that out loud. That sounded really awful.
But anyway. It probably wasn't even her birthday. But let me tell you, because I was really close to the edge, and Bray Wyatt and Roman were brawling outside. And there was a moment, it was a few seconds. And I'm sure I'm not the only woman in the audience who thought this. But I swear to God, he looked right at me and licked his tongue out. And I damn near died. And I was like, oh my God, don't do that. You have a wife, sir. Don't make me find you. But yeah, so And I got to meet him last year, so I wasn't that bummed about it. But my daughter said that she was crying. I was like, well, don't be a sucky audience member. But overall, I had a great time. Oh, yes. So, like, Vince can screw them up all he wants as long as I get to go to house shows where Vince has minimal involvement.
Mm-hmm.
Is great. And I think it was money well spent. It was worth it. And I am gonna go I'm gonna at least try to go when SmackDown comes
Mm.
in December. But like that's around Christmas and Christmas gifts and
Yeah, yeah.
like I don't think my kids are so spoiled. They're not gonna accept like you get to go to a WWE show as all their Christmas gifts. So I'd rather just buy the Christmas gift. Yeah, so I was pretty good on WWE. So I watched Raw. I heard you didn't.
I did not. No, I was watching the basketball game.
Oh, I don't. I was a Jordan fan. I wasn't a basketball fan, so I haven't watched regularly since he retired, which
Yeah.
I know was a very long time ago.
That was a minute ago.
But when you see the greatest, there's no use to watching.
I mean, I saw the greatest. I was alive then too.
And it doesn't feel like a waste of time because all of these guys are not Jordan, and like not just Jordan, but that fucking team around him with something else too. Like the backup players were great, but like no, I can't get jiggy with these guys. And like every time somebody gets compared to Jordan, if I hear they lose, I'm perfectly fine with that. LeBron.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just like with Kobe, perfectly fine with it when they do. What I mean, Money in the Bank is this Sunday, and there's only 5 matches announced for the card.
Wait, there were only 5 matches? Holy shit, that's great for me.
There's only 5 matches.
Maybe I'll get to go to bed before midnight.
So you want to run down these predictions?
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Okay, well, let's start with the 2 Money in the Bank matches. The first one between the main eventers, which sees Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. Who do you have?
Well, I thought it was going to be Baron Corbin, but now people think it's going to be Nakamura, which I think is the dumbest thing in the world. So I don't know. It's not going to be. Put it on Kevin Owens. I think he'd be entertaining with it. It's not going to be him. It's going to be Nakamura. I'm just going to be like, why? I just can't even. The whole fucking pyro in the entrance and the artist known as, it's just so extra. It's so unnecessarily extra, and it's just like. I got nothing. That was a deep sigh. That was the end of my comment. I had nothing else to say. It's just very frustrating because like first couple of weeks he was up, it was like, man, this dude is the realest fucking dude. They were keeping him fresh and special and like not just shoving him into shit. And now it's just like he's just a regular old dude. And it's like, God, why the fuck is Jinder Mahal getting this special presentation when he's trash?
Who knows, man?
Who fucking knows is right.
So, I think it's going to be Kevin Owens because...
Oh, I hope so.
I feel like had Roman not pissed hot last year, Kevin Owens was going to be money.
Yeah, right?
But because he pissed hot, they had to go.
Yep.
So they had all that going. And then they actually, later on in the year, they gave him the title reign that he was going to get. Just with the Universal Championship. So I think now he's going to get the Money in the Bank reign that he was supposed to get. Even though he's U.S. That's just my thinking, but like, I don't know what the fuck Vince is thinking about SmackDown at all. So I'm just going to say Kevin Owens, but like, I'm cool with it if it's anybody other than bootleg merch. I really am. So next match would be the women's Money in the Bank match, which sees Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Carmella, Natalia, and Tamina. So that's a rough field, by the way.
That is a really rough field, especially when we know. Well, we don't know the winner, but the very strong informed speculation is one of the rough folks.
The roughest.
Actually, no, not the rough.
You're right.
Tamina is rougher. Tamina is
because she can't talk with shit.
Straight bad. She's straight bad. Like that poor Naomi in that match. Like there was one moment where Tamina did like a sidewalk slam or what? She like picked up Naomi or whatever and did like a sidewalk slam, and like Tom Phillips was like, God, Tamina's so powerful or whatever. But the whole thing was Naomi was literally holding herself up off of Tamina's leg. Like it was so obvious that what was happening. And I'm just like, why is she wrestling Matt? She's an enforcer. Like she's never been more than an enforcer. I don't understand. Whatever. It's just not so dumb.
We both say Carmella.
Yeah, we both think Carmella. I think Carmella could have a lot of. I think she could do really good work with the briefcase. I'm not gonna lie. I think Carmella is a great performer. I mean, she's a very bad wrestler, but I think like her talking and her charisma and like her like her sensibility and like her brain for it, I think is all very impressive, frankly. But it's just not. They've never really found something for her that works. They badly need to get her new music. Just like they need to get Dolph Ziggler new music. His same music is pissing me off. Every time it comes on, I'm like, you're fucking heel, dude. What the shit is this music? Was this the music he had when he was a heel, like back in the day?
No, it was I Am Perfection. But it was sang by the same guy, and it had basically the same lyrics, except the chorus was I am perfection instead of I'm here to show the world.
Oh, this is better.
Yeah. Okay, so the next match we have is Randy Orton versus the affirmative action champion, Jinder Mahal, for the WWE Championship. And Jinder's gonna win. Next.
Yep. Moving on
to because we're gonna talk about other stuff with the last match to talk about, but the Usos versus the New Day for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. I don't really see them building up another heel team unless Alpha comes out of the woodwork.
But they're still gonna have a feud at least to start with the fashion police. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is my speculation.
Usos retain.
Yeah, I'm saying Usos.
And then New Day have to actually earn a title shot instead of just saying, "Hey, we're the New Day."
That's not a thing that happens on SmackDown anymore. Let's be real. I feel like every episode of SmackDown now should be like a line of wrestlers trying to get into Shane's office just to ask him for a title match. Like, I don't understand why it's not. This is what you have told me works. So why the fuck isn't everybody doing this? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, everybody should.
Really negative right now. My God.
Well, hey, look at the title of the show.
I know, right?
Okay, the final match from Money in the Bank we are to talk about. It's Naomi.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot about this shit.
Defending the SmackDown Live Women's Championship against Lana. I just hope WWE hasn't lost their complete fucking mind and put the championship on Lana. Because if you walk out of Money in the Bank with Jinder Mahal as the men's champion and Lana as the women's champion, I'm gonna have to be good with SmackDown Live for a minute. Like, Seriously, I'm not gonna watch that shit. It's not a threat. It's just the truth. I have no interest in seeing Lana whatsoever anymore. It's not whatever kind of heat you call it. It's I don't want to see you, so I'm not going to see you, especially as a fucking champion. Like she doesn't give a fuck about wrestling at all. She doesn't care to improve at all. And some people are saying, "Well, you don't know." Yes, I do. I do. Because if she did, she would be wrestling. She would have been wrestling out of the gate. She would be doing what all these other women have been doing down in NXT. She came up with some illness to where she couldn't take bumps at first. Now all of a sudden, now that she's in with her husband and has a name, she thinks she should be wrestling at all the big pay-per-views. Who the fuck are you? Like, seriously. 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 I have no room for Lana at all. I'd rather have Eva Marie. May that angle rest in peace.
Oh, all right. Eva was great. I miss her.
I do. If we're gonna have this type of angle, yes. But yes, I would rather Naomi win in a squash and just mop her up around the ring, but that's not the world we live in. JBL did make a comment that if she lost to Lana, she needs to take 2 weeks off and then quit the business.
Well, did he really say that?
Yes, he did. JBL
Holy
said this.
shit.
So JBL, Summer Rae is not the only person throwing shade at Lana.
Holy shit.
Oh God, let's talk about that. Like, apparently on Rusev's Instagram, somebody colored Lana's hair the same tint as Sasha's hair.
Isn't that a Photoshop picture though?
It's a Photoshop picture.
But they did Sasha's hair, yeah.
Yes. And all I have to say is take after RuPaul and say, no, she better don't. That's all. Like, no, not at all. Not in your wildest imagination could you be Sasha Banks. Let's get that clear. First of all. Second of all, sweetie, please stop doing whatever you're doing in an evening gown. Please. Like, I don't think she realizes it, but a lot of people who watched in the Attitude Era, you are bringing back flashbacks of the worst era for women in the business, outside of when Moolah was burying everybody and pimping everybody else out. Like, you see a woman in an evening gown, and it's just, no, that's evening gown matches. That's bra and panties matches. No. Please. And who dances on a chair in an evening gown?
Right.
Who does that? It's not, burlesque dancers have costumes. Like, has she not seen burlesque?
I'm certain she is not.
Just Lord help us if Lana wins this match.
I'll tell you what. If Lana wins this match, it may no longer be and still the SmackDown Live reviewer. That might be my breaking point. I might rage quit at that point.
Right? Like, I cannot do it. I cannot watch her ever be a champion in this company, knowing what I know about her and how she has sabotaged angles and she has basically lied to get fast-tracked on TV.
Lied about Paige bullying her.
Right. She has absolutely no place in wrestling for me. None. Because that is a fraternity and a sorority of people who ultimately stick together. And she is out for self, number one. It's worse. She's on the same level of Brock to me. Like, those people could never show up, and I would never ask what happened to them. I would never. Whatever happened to Brock Lesnar? Hopefully, on his farm, stand the fuck away from wrestling. Hopefully. Just like Lana. You know what? I'll give her something. She's a good model. Go pursue that. Go do that. Please. Stay the fuck away from wrestling. And I just love New Orleans for chanting "We want Rusev."
Oh, that was terrific. That made
because
my
I
night.
really do. I miss him. He's great. He never needed her. He never needed her at all. She needed him to get on TV. He never fucking needed her.
Yeah, Rusev was
Period. Point
great.
blank.
I miss that dude. He could be helping out that show.
He could, because he's just funny.
He's just an entertaining dude.
He is. And he's been cleared, so hopefully he'll get thrown into the mix. But let's talk about something that I've heard that I refuse to believe is true, but there are rumors going around that WWE wants to put Bayley in a romantic angle.
Okay. I'm gonna mute my microphone right now and let you handle.
Okay, so how about we not do this? Like at all? Like, it's bad enough that during the interview they had Bayley say that she's not here to put bruises on anyone or injure anyone. Now, there's a way that you could say, I'm not here to play dirty. But Bayley in NXT, if she was put in a hardcore match, would fucking fight a hardcore match. Like, you don't, like, Bayley is the one who went and asked for a kendo stick on a pole match or some kind of extreme match. She, like, I don't know how many people keep up with this, but I kept up. She's the one who went to Kurt Angle and was like, I don't just want it to be a regular rematch. I want it with some kind of extreme rules added. So why would she ask for this match and then fail to execute on a person who has been a piece of shit to her? This is the same Bayley who retained her title down in NXT in the first ever main event for any WWE event where a woman main evented. She damn near broke Sasha's hand and got her to submit. Because why? Why is that? Because Sasha tried to break her hand in Brooklyn. Bayley has always been do unto others as they do unto you. And she will give people the benefit of the doubt. But if they show who they are over and over, no, she's not going to hesitate. The NXT Bayley would have beat the shit out of Alexa Bliss with that kendo stick. And it would have been great. They are turning her into the biggest sad sack. And then, on top of this, you're going to put her in a romantic angle with anybody. But Corey Graves, like, it doesn't make, that's not what you do to help her. Like, it's, I just don't understand what the end result is, other than to, like, make people not like her even more, or like to put her in an awkward position with a man to make her look even worse and to prove Alexa Bliss right. What I'm watching, what I see, and I don't say this very often, but what I see is a clear and deliberate character assassination going on before my eyes, and it's bullshit. I just can't believe it. So that whole thing, like when I saw it and she asked her for a hug and said something about touching his back and he said he needed a cigarette after that, I was like, okay, moving on. But now I can't, like, is anybody in the comments, does this make sense to you?
Were you asking me that question?
You know, I'm asking people.
Okay. All right. I'm going back to.
They have given up on Bayley. Right. They don't care. I was speechless too. I was just like, what? I was speechless from the beginning. Like, some people saying, well, no, this is improvement. No. Exactly. Bayley's job is to beat people up. And I can see if she didn't want to cheat in a regular match. This was not it. If you put Bailey was a fighter, and that's all she talked about was fighting. It seems deliberate. It doesn't seem like the usual incompetence. This seems to be done. Like people were talking about how Roman was being deliberately sabotaged. It looks like Bailey's being deliberately sabotaged as well. And to me, it's like you're not like management is supposed to be working together, but like I always go back to CM Punk's his podcast when he was saying, well, if you do something that one person wants you to do and the other person didn't want you to do, then the other person be like, see, he did my thing. And the other person get mad. So then they're not gonna give you good they're not gonna give you any good stories, or it's political shit between writers and political shit between members of management. And we all know Triple H is like fighting against Vince McMahon's ideas. And the biggest like Triple H creation, bigger than even Sasha Banks, bigger than Finn Balor, was Bailey. And to me, like, I think if in Vince's eyes, there's something fuckable about Sasha Banks. So she's okay. But to him, there's nothing fuckable about Bailey. She's a woman. Of course, it's got to come down to that. So I don't understand it. Therefore, I must try to break it down and make it in my image some kind of way. God damn it, she's gonna be fuckable if it kills me. And this shit pisses me off. Ugh. I don't know what's happening with Bailey. I don't know if she upset somebody or whatever it was, but things did not seem this bad before WrestleMania. But I don't know what's going on with Bailey, guys. We just sit hands, sit together and hold hands, and have a kumbaya about it together. Cause like, and this is coming from me who was not really into the like. I like my wrestlers edgy, and when I first saw her, I was like, "Girl, that attitude is not gonna work in WWE." But her character growed and progressed and became a person who I thought, despite how good she was, and she's inherently good, and there are very few inherently good characters coming out of that company, NXT included. She was so good at that, but she had adjusted her character in such a way that she could still survive. Because if you did her wrong, she was going to come back and do the same to you. And she's going to get the better of you in that way. She really was like she wasn't even like Cena. She was like a female Hogan in some ways. And it hasn't even been a fucking year. And they're talking about putting her. I agree. They should not be waving money at Atlanta like she's a stripper. That is disrespectful. I do agree. I don't like her either. I don't like the things she does. I don't think she deserves to be degraded in such a manner. I just don't want her in WWE. But back to Bailey. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think at this point, it seems like the damage has been done. And the smartest thing right now is apparently what Triple H wants to happen is just to take her off fucking TV for a while. And so, maybe people can forget what transpired, and then she comes back, she's still a familiar face, but there's been some time between now and then. But like it just seems to me like this is totally deliberate, and they're gonna keep this train rolling. And she's just gonna get buried further and further and further underneath the earth until Vince is satisfied with it. And that's that with that. All right. So what else is there to talk about, Andrew?
Did you see Becky Lynch's promo on
I
the
did.
online promo? You saw that?
Yes, I did.
I fucking loved the shit out of that promo. Firstly, because Becky's terrific, and at the end when she like told a bad pun and like acknowledged it, and she's like, "All right, that one needs a little work," and then she like cracked up to herself. I'm like, "Oh, you're the most adorable person ever." So that was very nice, but also because I've been writing words, and the promo she cut last night, I'll tell you what. Woo, boy, she totally was right on my thesis. So I'm right on board with Becky these days. Becky's my favorite person in WWE right now.
So you're not the least bit afraid that you writing an article about Becky is gonna hurt her?
Gonna fall apart. Is that what happens now? Here's the thing, though. I haven't written about Sasha for a long time, and now she's oh fuck.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit! Is that why Charlotte is always booked strongly? But here's the thing. I was writing shit about Alexa for a minute, and she was getting pushed to the moon. So
She's also blonde and hot.
she's also blonde and hot. It's true. See, I feel like that's the more important factor rather than me writing words.
That's true.
I feel like Vince is not reading my shit, and if he is, boy, I'd be very entertained by that.
I think Becky gets a little bit more protection because she also has Stephanie. I do.
True.
Like she'll lose, but it won't be a character assassination type of loss.
I also just think Becky is what's the right word to hear? Not like politically better, but just I don't know. I think she knows her character better and like knows how to get around shit or get even put in bad scenarios to get Becky Lynch across in ways that most other performers don't necessarily, because she has that, legitimate acting background and stuff. So I don't know. She's great. She's terrific. I don't know why they don't put her promos on TV, because they'd instantly make SmackDown far better.
She might get more over.
She might get over when it's not her turn.
No,
it's not her turn.
It's not her.
I also got some words about Charlotte, and I know last week that I said I would never say anything bad about Charlotte ever again, and this is not actually bad about Charlotte. So I was kind of trying to do a fake out there, and it didn't work. I've had a hot take over the last couple of days, and I want to throw something out there. I don't know. I may be the only person who ever has thought this at all, but I don't think WWE has ever done a good job of writing the character of Charlotte Flair. Like, not in NXT, not when she was killing everybody on Raw. I think she's been booked well, but I don't think they've really done much with her character, and I think that's a big omission on their part, because she's got a lot of talent and a lot of things going for her, but she hasn't really developed an organic connection with like the crowd. And I think that's just because they like the only stuff that they've really done with her that has really been like written intelligently and written in a sense that made you feel like this is a real person are the two promos she cut on Rick. When like the first one, when she's like, get out of my ring, like, you abandoned me, fuck you. Like, it was like, oh, fuck this, fuck her, but also like, I understand where she's coming from, And then the second time, like after Rick endorsed Sasha, where she basically like doubled down on it. And it's like, yeah, I understand why she feels this way and why she's coming across as, it made her seem very human. I don't think they've like ever done a good job with her, because, I've written all these words about the other three horsewomen now. Well, words coming about Becky, but the other two horsewomen and every time I've watched so much shit of Charlotte's, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to be gleaning from this character here? Like, what's the depth here? And I don't think they've ever done a very good job of that. And it's kind of frustrating, because I feel like you go a lot of different angles, a lot of different ways to present that character, and they have relied simply on her being Ric Flair's daughter, but not explaining how that would affect the character's psyche in any way. And I think that's just a massive missed opportunity. And if they want to make her a really big star, then they need to get on that. So I don't know. I've just been thinking about that for the last couple of days because I've been doing a lot of Becky stuff. So obviously I've been seeing a lot of Charlotte shit too. And I just like people play off of Charlotte. Like she never really seems like she's never really presented as somebody like the character that is driving, events. I don't know. It's weird to me because they clearly are very high on her, but like also don't, to me at least, don't really try with her. All they do is just book her strong. And right now they're just not even being booked particularly strong. But I don't know. It's weird to me. I may be the only person on the planet that feels this way, but.
No, I see where you're going. Because that's the complaint I've had about Charlotte and Roman for a while. Shit just happens around them.
Right? Yeah. Like it's very frustrating because like, I mean, we know, like we've gone over this before, like Roman's character is like a troll, and kind of like a meta troll and a kayfabe troll, but like that's very limited, like they're not really explaining why he's a troll or like what he's trying to get out of it. Like they're showing what he gets out of it, but not like showing him having the like motivation and like deliberateness of what he's doing, So I don't know. It's very, very weird. And I don't know if you listened to the Talk Is Jericho interview with Big Show just from the other day. I listened to it today, and Big Show is basically just like, man, I hate TV tapings. Like, I hate them. They're bullshit. You sit around all day for a bad idea that you don't want to do and that nobody likes. And he's just like, I love house shows. Those are great because you can do your thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But TV tapings, they suck. And he's like, and fans get like in this thing where they like are going after a character, but what they're really saying is, it's not, I don't like this character. It's, I just don't like what is being done with this character. And I don't know. It's very strange because I feel like with just even moderately okay writing, like this would be a legitimately good television, like it'd be legitimately good television programming. And it's not. It's so silly. I don't know.
It got too much away from the wrestlers deciding who their characters are, and instead somebody who's not the wrestler giving them a character. And then you have one writer do it, and then this guy gets fired, and then another writer comes in, and they change all the shit up, and so everything's discombobulated, and there's really no way to be. Like, seriously, John Cena, which is the complaint, he's great, he's good. The motherfucker has been having this exact same fucking feud since I've come back watching full time, since 2013. Motherfuckers are jealous of him and want to take his spot. I can name a few that was different, except him and Rusev was USA.
Yep.
That's it. Every other feud, because it gets to the point where he stands and says, "You said the same thing the last guy said." Of course, they give you the same fucking feud over and over again. His feud with Kevin Owens was just like the feud with AJ Styles. AJ Styles won more matches than KO. Only difference.
Yeah.
They both were jealous because they spent all this time in the independence. And if they hadn't been there, John Cena would have been on top. Oh, they weren't the first ones. It's the same shit, except for him and Randy Orton, which is, their feud is pretty much, hey, we both been here since forever. Let's have another match. But basically, the writing is leaves a lot to be desired with most of these characters. And if a person doesn't know their character and get their influence across properly, it all goes to shit. Just like you said, Becky knows who Becky is and who she wants to be, so she's able to get that across. And like, I think Bailey is and knows who she wants to be, but it's a simple fact that she has no voice on the main roster. Who is she going to go to and say, I don't like doing this? That's going to listen and it's going to make sure this isn't getting done. Apparently, no one. Right? And it's the same thing for Sasha. Because Triple H is losing. If Triple H was fighting for him, he definitely lost both of those battles. Because Sasha was like, hey, she's popular in NXT and you're chanting for her. Here she is. They call her the boss. And she wants to save women's wrestling. That's it. And, and like, that's not the woman I just watched. So
yeah,
it's
for like the 2 years prior. Yeah.
Right. So it's like something with the main roster where you have to be made in an image of a person who's pretty much senile and can't remember shit. So he can't remember who the fuck you want it to be. And then you go out there and be who he wants to be. And it's his fault that it sucks. But of course he's not going to blame himself. He's going to either blame you or the writers or somebody else, somebody in catering. Hey, you, fire that guy. It's his fault, you know? So, yeah, it's... Financially, WWE it seems like a great place to work. Creatively, it seems like it's not.
It seems kind of soul crushing, you know?
Yeah, right?
Because these people are all inherently extremely creative. Like, you have to be to have any level of success in this business. And man, they just beat it out of you. I don't know. It's funny that you brought up Cena's always has the same feud, because the other promo I wrote in my application to WWE was a Sami Zayn promo directed at John Cena, and it was basically the inverse of, like, it would be Sami going on and be like, you know, all these people before have said these things, but I'm not going to say that. And like, it's just basically be like, I understand who you are and what you are. And that's why I need this match with you to prove that, you know, that sort of thing, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I feel like those two could have such an awesome feud, and I feel like I'm not going to get it. I don't know.
Oh, no.
It's never going to get a fucking Jinder Mahal of John Cena feud. Woo!
Lord. Somebody needs to rescue John Cena from facing Jinder Mahal. He has done too much to deserve that being his SummerSlam match.
Right?
Seriously. He's done way too much. This shit
is... okay, so 2016, awesome match with AJ Styles. 2015, it was... I mean, the match with Seth Rollins was kind of ridiculous, but it was fun. I was there in the building. It was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I know Jon Stewart came in and fucking did all that, and it was weird as shit, but it was still a fun as fuck match. It was probably like the second most entertaining match of the night. Wait, what was more entertaining than that? It's probably the most entertaining match of the night. Maybe I'd have like the tag match, because that was when New Day were just getting huge, and they did their like New York. Yeah, that got edited out, but I'll always have that memory like in my head. So that was awesome. And then 2014 had the squash with Brock. That was crazy. 2013 the Bryan thing. So like, you just put Jinder Mahal up with those guys. It's just, why are we doing this? Like, it's especially me as like the guy reviewing the show. Like, I just it's not going to solve everything, but having an interesting world title feud will make me feel a lot better. You know,
it's because WWE is not bringing new viewers in. Nothing they've tried is bringing new viewers in, and the viewers that they have know too much.
Mhm.
And like, this is not me saying that WWE thinks we know too much. We know too fucking
We
much.
do know too much. We know too much, but we also don't know enough.
But
You know?
to the fact that if a heel is doing a great job, they get cheered, but they're not getting cheered enough to turn them face and make them the guy and bring in new viewers. So WWE apparently thinks the only way you can have a good heel to make a guy is have that person just be terrible
Just
at every aspect of wrestling. But that's the theory that's out there. I'm still going with my theory that he's doing everything he can to devalue the WWE championship.
I love your theory. That's such a fun theory.
Because I said this. I was watching WrestleMania and they were showing that projection shit with the cockroaches and I was like, this whole feud has been done to devalue the WWE championship, putting it on Bray Wyatt, heat him up a little bit so he'll give him the title and continue to make him a joke, and then put it on Randy Orton, who, let's face it, nobody really fucking cares about. People were happy that he won the Royal Rumble because he was not Roman Reigns. Like seriously, otherwise if he had just straight up won the Royal Rumble, it would have been a million people posting, why Randy Orton, he's so old, he's boring, he's been here forever, why can't you give it to a younger person? They didn't hear none of that shit because he eliminated Roman Reigns. That was the whole plan. And then you give it to, okay, let's just say it's India, let's make that excuse again and put it on Jinder because he's the worst possible option we have on the roster. And let's have him have a long run with no credibility and give him 2 little tiny babies to help him win everything. Mm-hmm. Make the title a complete fucking joke. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe over here killing each other. And then after Samoa Joe, it plans to be Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and probably Bray, but I don't think they're gonna give Bray that match. I just don't. Something in me tells me he's not going to get that match.
I don't know. Maybe Bray will just start saying more nonsensical shit and they'll just keep saying it. He'll like filibuster Raw. He'll just give like some really extended nonsensical promo. And then finally they'll like literally break the fourth wall and Vince will come out and be like, all right, fuck it. You get a Brock match. And then that's it. And that's the end of the show and everyone's confused as fuck. I would pop for that. They need to do shit like that to get me back. Like, just if your show's gonna suck, at least make it be crazy and sucky. You know? Fuck it. I don't care.
Oh, and we're talking about Bray Wyatt. I would be remiss.
Oh, we going there, huh? Yeah.
Oh, yes, we're going there for a very good reason. Because I held this in when I first heard about it. I held it in. Apparently, Bray Wyatt has been cheating on his wife with the ring announcer JoJo.
Look, JoJo is very attractive. So.
Yes, she is. So anybody who knows me knows that I have a thing for Bray Wyatt, and the fact that he don't mind a little chocolate, I was like, oh, so you're telling me there's a chance? He likes some brown sugar, huh? That's all right. That's okay. We all know them Southern boys. Every once in a while, they want to go to the other side of town. We know. we know, Bray. But did you have to break up your family? He finna get. His wife got the same lawyer that Alberto Del Rio wife, John Cena, and Hulk Hogan wife got, and Hulk Hogan wife stuck him for that. And she had her teenage boyfriend living in the house that Hulkamania built, brother. And I'm sorry, Bray don't make that much money.
Yeah, you don't make that much. He
gonna need a Brock match when that lawyer finished. He gonna need some top billing. He go to Vince like, look, you have to stop fucking me up so I can get some more merch sales or something. I need to start making money right now. Right now. So let this be a lesson to all the married men that's cheating with they down low. Roman, don't text nothing else to Charlotte no more. Well, apparently she's supposed to be with Sheamus anyway, so which...
Wait, what? Hold on.
I heard that a while ago. That
What?
heard it could just be a rumor or speculation.
I've never heard this.
Seamus were dating.
That's a
I'm not sure.
weird. I don't. I don't.
I'm just saying.
How old is Shane? It's
Before
like
before you
38.
before you go cheat, check your portfolio and see if you can afford to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Isn't this why people sign prenups? Like, why? Come
Because that was his like college sweet.
Oh,
think
so
Roman,
you see,
Roman is. I bet you Roman didn't sign no fucking prenup when he upped and married his college sweetheart.
That's a
No,
big
that's
mistake.
you're stupid as fuck. Especially if you got married while in the WWE. I don't care.
Right?
Listen, if I stand to make some money, and the money's about to come in or it's starting to come in, and I'm finna get married, me, a woman that lives in Mississippi, which is not a community property state, you are signing something that says you ain't getting shit from me once we break up. Nothing. I don't care what life you accustomed to living to. And especially I'm a woman, so I'm gonna get custody of the kids. And most men be like, well, they won't give me custody. Dwayne Wade got custody of his kids. Did you try to get custody? No. Well, then it get stuck for your paper. Because I've seen too many divorce settlements where they will come up with the dumbest fucking amounts of money. And I'm like, there's no way you need $200,000 for food in a month. What are you eating? And this is how some of that shit goes. So before you cheat, look at your portfolio, look at your finances, and see if that ass is worth it. And if it's worth it, why would you just go and be like, look, honey, you're not giving me what I need at home. We just gonna have to break up. What do you got? I just don't. We had this discussion before where you think monogamy isn't possible.
It's not that I don't think it's impossible. I think it's unnatural.
You think it's unnatural?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about that because. Okay, well, I'll have full disclosure. I've only been with 3 people my whole life. 1, 2, 3. And the one I'm currently kind of sort of with, been with since 2005. Long ass time. Don't really, like, if he would get his shit together, we would actually be in a relationship. But he can't get his shit together, so, he's just the booty call. But, like, I don't, like, I know I talk about a lot of people sexually, but, like, I feel like most of the people that I'm fantasizing about, after I had one conversation with them, I'd be like, nah, that's all right. It was nice talking to you, though. Because that's, like, the type of person I am. So I guess it just all depends on the type of person you are. Because, like, to me, it's a headache. Like, I've tried juggling. Like, let me talk. You have more than one person that are demanding all this time of you. I'm just like, no, leave me alone. It's not your day today. No, I can't do it. But I guess, like, I don't see how these men have, like, they got 10 women and they rotate. Don't you call the woman a different name? Like, don't you get caught? Like, I don't know. I don't know, Andrew. I think it's natural to be attracted to other people, but sex is very deliberate. It's like one of the most deliberate things you can do with another person. Like, there's a whole process. It doesn't just say, whoop, oh, we're having sex now. You have, seriously, you have to get undressed. And most of the time there's foreplay involved. And during all of this, you could decide, especially if you have somebody at home waiting on you that's faithful to you, you can decide during all of this, like, you know what? I shouldn't be doing this. Let me stop. And let me take this in my memory bank and go fuck the shit out of the person I'm supposed to be with. Like, so, it's too much effort. In other words, I'm saying it's too much effort for me to be with more than one person in that way at a time. Like, it's one person is draining enough. Jesus. Like, yeah, what you doing? I'm at home watching TV. Why did you like I don't know if men do this around here. I don't know anywhere else, but they will call you on the phone and not say much and then ask, what's wrong? Why aren't you talking? Like, motherfucker, you called me. Why aren't you talking? So, like, yeah, the whole dating and giving my time and attention to, nah, that's too much. He had to go get JoJo. He had to go get that and spend time. Like, I'm sure it just wasn't an incident where they just both showed up naked somewhere and then he accidentally slipped inside the vagina. I'm serious, there were various steps to where I'm sure there was flirting at first. I'm sure there was flirting at first. And by the way, I wish I had known this before Friday because I definitely would have been checking to see how JoJo and Bray Wyatt interacted at that house show. But I didn't pay attention to none of that. But like there are certain steps that you get to. And in all those steps, he didn't think once, this might come bite me in the ass with my wife and my kids. So I don't feel, there's no sympathy there. All I'm saying is, that's JoJo's a pretty damn good look for Bray Wyatt.
Right? Seriously.
But like, is it worth everything you worked for? Everything. His wife wasn't in there taking bumps. I haven't heard an interview where he said his wife came up with some of them ideas.
Well, clearly she wasn't taking bumps because
she was pregnant and all. Yeah.
Wait, what? She's pregnant?
I think she had a child while he was, he been with the company since, like, I think it was 2010 when the Nexus came out. I don't think he was an original Nexus, but he popped up somewhere, and I wasn't watching. But he's been with FCW, WWE for a long time, and she's got small kids. So I imagine she was holding down the household while he was off training and learning and those type of things. Now, I think she should get child support. The term spousal support, I have never fucking agreed with. Get up off your ass and get a job. I'm serious. I don't care. Tiger Woods' wife, by the way, and Tiger Woods' wife was done dirty. He did her dirty. Mm-hmm. Dirty. That was the thing to me, and I was a lot younger, so I felt a little bit different about cheating and stuff. But that was the thing to me that opened my eyes and was like, women don't respect women nearly as much as they should. You see, that's why I'll talk about these things with these married men, but it push come to shove, I know you're still married. Especially you're a wrestler, you're off on the road, your wife barely sees you. She probably loves the shit out of you. You don't know what she's doing, that's true. But I know what you're doing if you're in my face. And one day I'm going to want somebody for me, my own husband, that's not out carousing with other women. I am going to respect this woman enough not to fuck her husband. That whole Tiger Woods situation was like, women don't nearly respect women enough. So fuck men respecting women. Let's respect ourselves first to not be the side chick or the side piece. That shit ain't cute. It's never cute. And speaking from personal experience, I was a side piece at one point. I was young as hell. Man, I'm not doing shit. It would have been some other bitch face he was in. Women need to realize you're not special. Like, I hope JoJo don't think she's special. If he cheats on his wife with you, what is he gonna do? That man can never, in my opinion, never personally truly be yours if you know how he came to you. So I don't mean to get deep, but that's just how I feel about the whole subject. Like, if you're single and you want to mingle and you want to date different people and be open about it, and as long as you be safe and you're not passing around disease, have at it. But it's if you enter a commitment with somebody, if you're starting a family, whether you're married or not, you live with them, you're committed to them. You need to keep your penis and your vagina to that person. It's not that hard to me. Go home and masturbate. Seriously, go back to your hotel room and jerk off. It's gonna feel pretty much the same. We gonna have an orgasm both ways, and then you don't get to lose all the money that you've worked for. So yeah, Bray was wrong for that. He was.
Right, so Marcel asked. Marcel said, "I thought Charlotte was dating Byron Saxton."
Byron.
That was my response.
What?
Hold the fucking phone. As soon as I read that, for some reason, I had this idea where I would start writing Byron Saxton as like a superhero and like just write like superhero. Do like the Alexa Bliss.
That could be true.
Alexa Bliss, like Disney story shit, but do like Byron Saxton's fighting crime and shit. I'm kind of into this idea now. I'm not going to lie.
Oh my God, that would be great. That would be way better than Sheamus, because Byron is always getting picked on and called goofy, and he had Charlotte. Oh yeah. I don't know where he heard that, but that's the best.
I like that. I like that rumor.
I like that. I like that rumor. That. Yes, go Byron. If it is true, go for it, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I understand infidelity exists. I'm just saying, your brain is a bigger organ than your penis or your vagina. Use that. Is that I've been tempted. We're all
but Tonya, the heart is like, is the heart bigger than the brain? I have no fucking idea. Okay, I don't know.
But if you're in love with somebody outside of your relationship, there's also, like, when you're starting to develop those feelings for that person. So you still should go to the relationship you have and in that one. I don't like betrayal. I like being totally open and honest. And if you're not some people, okay, well, let's go to this. I watched the last season of T.I. and Tiny's show because I just wanted to see. I mean, if you're gonna put your marriage imploding on TV, I am going to watch it. So I'm just watching this, and it's like, it's coming out now that she was okay with him stepping outside of his marriage to a certain degree. Yeah, see, that's a tricky one because, like, I get it. I invite you in my house, but I don't want you to, like, fuck up the furniture or whatever. But still, you open that door. So there's no telling what trash might come in. Because, like, if somebody came to me and was like, no, it's totally cool. You can have sex with my husband. In my head, I would be thinking, like, oh, he needs to find a woman who actually wants him. What are you? No. No. You have to have boundaries on that. So if you're the type of person who doesn't want to settle down, why did you settle down? Or if it's not what you thought it was, that's the reason divorce exists. Because you want to have your cake and eat it too. But that's not how the world operates a lot of times. You're gonna get stuck for your paper. You're gonna lose a lot of money that you didn't have to lose. That's how this country works, at least. You become a Mormon or some other religion where they let you have multiple women. But in America, you get stuck for your paper. Seriously. And I wouldn't be down with that. I watched Sister Wives, and I would not be down with that at all. Because, like, if you can have multiple wives, I should be able, because you're just one man. Ain't no one man can handle 4 women. Come on now. I should be able to go get, you need to have a brother husband if I got sister wife. No, that's not how. That's not how. That's not popping. That's not what we do. I just get to share one of you because you so special. Like, I don't get that right there. Like, you what if you can't fix stuff? I need a handyman around the house. You can't fix nothing, so I'm gonna go marry a man who know how to fix stuff.
Who doesn't know how to fix shit anymore? All you need to do is look up Google and it'll fucking tell you how to do anything.
Oh yes, those women are so unhappy because one man is not enough for 4 women. Sometimes one man ain't enough for one woman. Because especially if you get with the wrong one, and that man's a dweeb. He's a dweeb.
Oh,
he is. Ain't nothing about it, like he just got a household and all these problems, and he can't satisfy none of them women in any kind of way, and he can't be a good father because he's stretched so thin, and they basically each other's husbands, and he's just there. They ought to be with each other and be real sister wives. Shit. Like, mommy, where's daddy? Oh, we don't need daddy. We got 4 now. 4 women all come together like we're all gonna be married to each other and help each other raise this bastard's kid. That would be a great show. But he's still there, thinking he's the head of the household. But yeah, this took a turn.
well, it always does, you know.
Yeah,
it always takes a turn. I feel like we have not been nearly as angry or upset as our title suggested we would be.
No, we have, probably because we haven't talked about the fuckamoo in the White House. But like,
oh yeah, we're not gonna.
I mean, really.
I'll tell you what. All right. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. When was it? I think it was yesterday or something. I tweeted, like, at a certain point. I guess my question is, at what point do WWE fans like us need to think about our relationship with a company that has given so much money to the current occupant of the White House? And it's a question I've been wondering about for quite some time, to be honest. And like with every day, like shit gets worse and worse. And I'm just like, it's not just man, like I really didn't like George Bush, but like I wasn't gonna like boycott entertainment shit because of him. I just thought he was a fucking idiot, you know? I just thought he wasn't right, but it is a level of difference here where I'm like, it's almost getting to the point where I'm starting to feel moral obligation to not, do anything that could be construed as any sort of endorsement, and following a product that is owned, run by somebody in the cabinet and gave $5-6 million to. I don't know. It's just, it's starting to make me feel a little uncomfortable. And it's definitely not helped by the fact that the product sucks right now too. Like if the product was hot as shit, I mean, it'd be like, all right, okay, whatever. But like when the product is bad, this sort of things comes up,
I think it's completely different for somebody who's black because, like I've known since I was a kid, how this company feels about people like me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So it's just, to me, it's just like something that is. I don't like. There's only a small segment of people that I would take Trump getting into office out of, and it wouldn't be Vince or WWE. It'll be the people that voted for him and the motherfuckers who helped him steal the election. So that's why, like, most people I see, especially I'm in Mississippi, so it's like a running joke, but it's probably true. Like, anybody I see that's white that's being an asshole or a dick, I be like, motherfucking Trump supporter. Like, that between me and
statistically, you're probably not wrong. Yeah.
Between me and my black friends, that is our running joke now. Like, motherfucking Trump supporter. Like, people that come into the restaurant and they'll like throw their money on the counter at the cashier, so fucking Trump supporter.
Oh man.
So, like, I guess Vince he has a prior relationship there. I've never ever liked Donald Trump. He's always been a piece of shit before he became politically, like, it probably was something when I was a young girl hearing about the Miss USA pageant and how he would be such a perv towards
fucking
those
creeper
girls.
Yeah,
like, that was, I think he's a pedophile, an incestuous pedophile. I do. And, like, I just felt like Bush was just wrong on certain things, but I always felt like there was a level of respect.
Yeah, like a level of decency.
For humanity, decency for humanity.
Yeah.
And, like, the things that he did during war, like torturing and stuff, I think he felt like, or he was manipulated into thinking, well, it's war, there are no rules, so you have to do this. But Trump is just a piece of shit. Wholesale. He is a piece of shit. And it's really cool because I have been going back and watching South Park, and they kill me with those fucking member berries. Member berries is why this motherfucker is in the goddamn White House. Remember this? Remember that? Oh yeah, I remember. Like, people just want to feel safe and like they're kids again. This is not our generation doing this. It's not. It's our fucking parents and grandparents. Not mine, personally.
Not mine either, but yes, definitely the generation.
The generation.
Yeah.
They're fighting back because of what we did with Obama. This is the direct result. They're fighting back, and they don't give a fuck what happens. Who we want in and the changes we want to see happen to the world aren't happening because if they voted that motherfucker in, so they're fine and dandy. Let all that shit burn, just as long as our kids and grandkids don't get what the fuck they want. And it's this resentment towards millennials I just cannot get. I'm sorry, we're not as backwards as you fucking were. I'm sorry we think equal rights for women is a good thing. I'm sorry we don't want black people slaves and hung anymore. I'm sorry that we are forward-thinking people and you aren't. That's the fucking truth. It was just the media. I read this shit and they said it and it happened. It came fucking true, making Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump seem just as bad. So you're fucked and whatever. So a lot of people just stay fucking at home because it's between shit and shit. Why should I vote? Disenfranchising people. All these new voter restriction laws and rigging the motherfucking vote. I don't care what people say. Russia's coming up too goddamn much for it to be a coincidence. Ain't nobody pulling this shit out of their ass. And if you believe that, you're a dumb fuck. And I don't want you to listen to my show. I don't. Like, it's serious. They political correctness they're pushing back on it. So we need to push back on their fuckery. That's the only way. We don't need to try. People talking about we need to understand how this happened. I know exactly how it fucking happened. Lies and propaganda. That's how it always fucking happens. Through history. Those who do not learn from their history are doomed to repeat it. But learning about it does not mean you have to find it acceptable and kowtow to that bullshit because it's not right. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
I feel like now we've gotten closer to the name of the show. I feel like we have come close to hitting the mark at least. I don't know. You know my relationship with WWE and especially with Vince McMahon. Like, I'm always gonna feel dirty as long as he's in charge, you know? But it's just an extra level of dirtiness now that I don't know. Mm-hmm. It just makes me think second thoughts.
I can definitely understand that, but I was having this conversation with my sister, and she was like, right now it seems bad. It does. But what this Trump shit is doing is exposing all of these motherfuckers. They cannot live forever. So they need to be exposed. And somehow we need to weed this shit out of our way of life. There is a, like, it may not seem like it, but there's a time limit on this shit. Statistics shown through polling. This generation did not vote for that motherfucker. If it was just us voting, he would not be in the fucking White House right now. Those people are going to die. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a long while, because it might not take that long, because they try and get rid of all the old people health care that they voted for. They voted them in. Like, I don't get you trying to kill your constituents, but okay. But I still see hope. Obama is still a beacon of hope to me, and I see what this is. Anytime there is progress, there is going to be pushback. Yeah. But you got to keep progressing. You cannot feel defeated. I think about my ancestors who was in fucking chains. It's like, if you feel that way, go watch Amistad. Everybody, black, white, or whatever, go watch Amistad. That is about slaves who broke free from a slave ship. They knew what the fuck was happening, and they wanted their freedom. Go watch that movie. Go watch you some Roots. Stay empowered, and just know shit definitely can get worse. It most definitely can. But like the relationship I had with Vince, I recognize his creative genius, but he is a tremendously flawed person, and a lot of that shit, he's a victim of abuse. Yeah. Severe abuse.
Definitely.
And it doesn't excuse him. It just makes me understand. And there are things that were racist that worked back in the 80s and 90s, and he still keeps them because he thinks that's what works. The world is changing around a lot of these old fucks, and they don't know how to handle it. Yeah. Like, all the 1% are all these old fucks who the world is changing around. So they had to get together, and they don't want the world to change because somebody might take their money. It might not go to their ne'er-do-well fucked up kids. Some of us undesirables might get it. They can't have that. So they put an idiot, a puppet. Trump ain't nothing but a puppet, by the way. He ain't running shit. In the White House. And he's just do-do-do, puppet master, do-do-do. And have him out there. And have all these part-time patriots that sit there and whisper like, I don't think that's right. But in public, they're so scared of losing their position that they won't say anything. These motherfuckers need to be the first people you vote out of office. Those guys who have a problem with Trump but only talk to each other about it and won't tell us the truth. Vote them motherfuckers out first. Then you can get to the real problem, because they're the ones protecting the fucking problem in this country. But like WWE, WWE is like, that's still an escape. I can't, like, yeah. It's not gonna hurt Vince. He's made his money. Yeah. I'm hurting these people who, good people, don't agree with none of this shit. They're just trying to work at like the biggest company. It's not their fault that WCW didn't have their shit together. And Paul Heyman was a fucking crook, and both of those companies went under, and the only big game in town is WWE. It's not these current wrestlers' fault. So I'm not gonna. To me, boycotting WWE does not punish the people who need to be punished.
It only hurts the talent. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's where I am with that. I'd rather just, like, let's form some grassroots organizations, get these motherfuckers out of office if we can. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Get your ass up and vote. Even if they steal it, make them have to steal your vote. Don't just give it away to them. That's what pissed me off so much about this past election. The droves of people who felt like it didn't matter, so they didn't go vote.
I mean, shit, I voted and my vote doesn't matter whatsoever. So, like, literally, I live in DC. I don't have representation, like, even possibly. So, you know.
My state always goes red. I'm getting my ass up to vote regardless. Fucking regardless, because one day it might not go red. Shit. Yeah. Is there anything else?
Nah. Nah, we got it. We got it.
All right.
You know.
I guess we can get out of here, man.
Get out of here. What's going on? Oh, Money in the Bank is this weekend. It's in St. Louis, and it's gonna be a show. There's only 5 matches on the card, which to me says that the ladder matches are gonna be very long, and it's kind of worrying to have. Like, if that women's ladder match goes over 20, 25 minutes, boy, I tell you, that could get messy real fast. Like, I don't know. You just put 5 people who've never been in a ladder match together. I guess Becky has been in a ladder match, but like 12 years ago, you know, and basically in a past life. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's a good show. There's an NXT show on Friday in, Bel Air, Maryland, which a bunch of Cagesiders are going to. That's always good. Always go to house shows if they're in your area, guys, which is what Tonya has told you. I'd never get house shows like in DC proper. They're always like in Richmond or whatever, and that's much too far for me, especially when we like get TV shit. So, you know, I'll go to that. But I would like to go to a house show where people can just, you know, have a little bit more freedom to it instead of being so tightly wound up. But I don't know. Wrestling is sometimes good and sometimes bad, and right now NXT is quite good. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But main roster's struggling a little bit, so let's hope it picks it up in the road to SummerSlam, because as Tonya noted in the description, the whole after Backlash SmackDown Live would get better prediction has not turned out to be the case, unfortunately. So let's hope. Yes, definitely. Charlotte and Bex will definitely be bumping their asses off. Let's hope we get a good show on Sunday. And even though I feel like I should probably retire this phrase because, oh, my cat's freaking out. I should retire this phrase because the person who it is represents is dead and buried. But always remember that hope still exists, and if you don't feel like hope exists anymore, then go and give yourself a hug and try to make yourselves feel a little bit better.
See you next week, guys. Bye-bye.